Man, we live, man. We on another level, man. Shout out to Big Baby.
Hey.
Come out here and shoot, man. Hey, so we gonna start something new, man. This my boy Slider Deuce, Sylvester.
That's me, I'm Sylvester James. SJ if you nasty.
It's your boy Real Spill, man. So this gonna be the MixMatch podcast, man. Over the next years, hopefully, man, we're gonna take you guys on a journey, man. We're gonna talk about some crazy shit. It's gonna be some wild outtakes. I never know what this man's gonna say, but
I'm the tame one.
Just to let y'all know, we do have a show structure and how we're gonna run things. But
yeah, walk them through. It's the pilot. They don't know what to expect.
I mean, if you don't know who I am, man, I'm Real Spill, man. They call me the Llama because I spit. I do this everywhere, man. I talk shit everywhere I go. I'm a poet, entrepreneur, show host. I do a lot of things. You also started the Dallas Poetry Commission, sort of a big thing out here in the streets.
Y'all making big moves.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. But yeah, so I'm gonna come with a little poetry. I'm gonna come with some entertainment news. I'm a sports fanatic. I love to talk sports.
How about the Nuggets?
I don't talk about the Nuggets.
That's crazy work.
Just so you know.
When did this begin?
Yeah, I'm Brian, Texas finest.
That's crazy. I didn't know this about my co-host.
When I was
here.
growing up, the Nuggets, I don't even think they had a team. I think that's an expansion franchise.
That
I don't know.
is wild
I don't know
disrespect.
What. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, they got one white boy, Big Larry Bird, little son, Jokic.
I thought you wasn't talking about him.
I wouldn't.
Okay.
But they do got a cold ass white boy.
Okay.
Named Nikola Jokic. He cold, man.
He the only one on the team?
That shit, damn near. That nigga averaged 50, 16, and 75. At 75, the only time they score is when he do the assist.
Shout out all of Denver.
Man,
I was born in Denver. I'm from there. I was raised there. Real playalistic. I'm a real player from the Himalayas.
As you can see, MixMatch. It's gonna be some difference of opinions, man. It's gonna be wild, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be wild, man. But once again, shout out to my homie, man.
Man, this is fantastic. They can't see what we seeing, man. This is y'all getting a snippet. Y'all getting what y'all allowed to see, but
yeah. So if y'all don't know, man, we shoot right here live in Dallas.
Yeah.
In the DFW area, man. So if you ever in Dallas, man, check out On Another Level, man. It's out there in Harry Hines. Don't be fooling with them hoes when you come through here. Them hoes right down the street.
Why you pointing at me?
I don't want y'all no trouble. I don't want y'all no trouble.
Why
Come to On Another Level. Don't get distracted. Fool around. That's what Jerry Jones got caught. He rear-ended somebody. They say he was drunk. Well, I know he was looking at them hoes.
Yeah, stay hoe free.
On Another Level, man. Check out the website for the events. I do the silent poetry open mic in this establishment. I can't wait. We got the first one coming up.
What you say?
Silent poetry. You know how you get to sometimes.
Like a mime?
Well, sometimes you go to a poetry show and they just talk too much. You like, shut up, be quiet, silent.
To be or not to.
Just shut up.
That
ain't what this is.
Okay.
So basically,
see you got. I'll fuck with
shut the hell up, be silent. Use your hands. No, that's not what this is. Basically, you've been to the silent part. I know y'all are very progressive in Denver. Y'all do things different. I've been there before. 420.
Yeah, I've been to a lot of parties.
I was so high one time in Denver, man. I on 420, matter of fact.
Yeah.
I swear I was in a Skittle commercial.
You probably was.
I touched a real unicorn.
Stop.
I'm telling y'all, I
Getting closer to the camera don't make it no more true.
I have never been more scared in my life. You know how big a unicorn is in real life?
No one does. You see how you tried to get me into imply what the shit he was saying was somehow feasible?
I got my hand up. I've seen one. I seen it. I went up there and touched it. Mm-hmm. It was Skittles flying like a real. You think I'm playing?
No, I think you was high. That's how the story was going. Right?
This devil. I even had an Apple's Apple bar.
A what?
Apple's Apple. I've had baked. The Apple's Apple. Yeah. They even had the Apple's Apples up there. 420 was wild.
It was wild.
What blew my high is if you get up too close to a unicorn, it's warm. It's warm. So I got up to it. He said, like a horse. Like, you know how they
Yeah. You keep saying you know how they know. I don't. There's no point of reference that I have for a unicorn.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you what it is. And it blew my high. I had to smoke some more because y'all like so scared.
So you was so high. Let me understand.
Yes.
is cyclical. It sounds like you were so high
It's
you
Denver.
met a unicorn.
It's Denver.
Yet upon the touching of said unicorn,
it was warm.
The warmth of the unicorn blew your high.
It was warm, but it scared me because when he did that little with his nose,
the chortle,
I felt it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I knew it was real because, like, no way.
I'm surprised you didn't see a llama.
What? Okay.
But I seen you. Now I've seen you see a llama.
Live
in person.
That was the most beautiful.
I was with my man. I've seen you see a llama.
That was the most beautiful day of my life. To see those llamas up person.
And we fed them apples.
Oh, and warm apples. They were warm apples.
What is you with?
They were warm apples.
Is it warm enough in here
no,
for you?
It's
good?
Just, I got my vest. I wore my vest on
Something
TV.
about warm.
I'm on TV. I wore my vest. No, it was warm, but it's a coincidence.
It was.
I'm not high. It was warm.
We didn't plan
both
to
times.
see llamas that day.
I was like, what are you warming up the apples for? You know what I mean? Because I grew up in the country. We warm up apples to start like apple pies
And you
shit
feed
like.
watermelon to horses.
What? Yeah, the whole thing, right? That's not even. Don't even talk about watermelons.
I love watermelon.
Cause we
talked about that off camera.
I don't eat watermelons.
Yeah, I understand.
We feed horses watermelons. Watermelons grow up in manure pasture. That's where they grow up.
Really?
In manure pasture.
Is that where they get their savory sweetness from?
The darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Yeah, that's what that dark. That's where they come from.
Why would they call them like shit melons? That probably don't hit the ears.
It probably won't sell as well.
Yeah,
if they told you that they came from manure.
So you got to wash them off with water to get to them.
Man, in the country.
I never heard of a manure pasture.
That's what you have never seen watermelons grow in New York.
In New York?
Never seen them. They're no pastures.
I'm not from New York. But you see how his narratives they include
have you ever seen a pasture?
Assumptions.
Have you seen a pasture in New York?
You've never seen a cow in Wisconsin.
See, and that's why he hang with me because he learns stuff from. He be learning stuff from me. He learns stuff from me. In the pasture, right? No, listen. Do they have pastures in New York? Pastures.
I'm not from New York.
Have you ever been to New York?
Yes.
Have you ever seen a pasture in New York? You ain't from Texas either, nigga, but you just beat that last one. You ain't been in Texas, but but you seen pastures.
Okay. So
you don't see watermelons grow in New York. They import them. So if y'all eat watermelons in New York, if y'all don't know, they come from manure pastures. And manure is horses and cows when they poop. That's called manure. For my New York crowd.
And that's my co-host.
For my New York
That's
crowd.
his intro, y'all.
That's my New York crowd.
That's his intro.
That's my New York crowd.
Which y'all still don't know yet.
Y'all know him now. He ain't did shit on earth. He never done nothing. Y'all seen him?
My name is Sylvester, hard R. But that's my name. That's my name. That is what it is.
Oh my God.
But they call me Sly the Deuce, poet, author, all of that, blah 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 blah.
He's a lyricist too. He raps.
Definitely that. The ladies know. Hey,
he raps.
I make my money with my mouth now. You know what I'm saying? But Spill is like a big bro. You know what I'm saying? Taught me a lot. This is not our first foray into the podcast space.
That's true.
We actually had a fantastic run.
He got abducted.
And yes, I had to
abducted him.
I had to retreat.
We had a good thing going rolling. We had T-shirts. Everything was live. We had fans all over. It was
proof of concept. We
know this. I think we had 1,000 viewers.
This
I can't find it on YouTube.
Something slight.
Different.
But we back. So we definitely talked about structure, right? This is probably gonna be the most off the rails that we get.
I look good in my vest tonight.
So the main things that we're gonna talk about in the show, right? Relationships, finances.
Correct.
I forget the third one.
Entertainment.
That's the fourth one.
Oh yeah,
I believe it was mental health because that's big. That's a huge pillar for you and myself as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Mental health and then entertainment events, right? Just both of our backgrounds. Yeah. I run a company, Popular. We get people booked on podcasts and get people booked on speaking engagements. I've got some award-winning clients. Shameless plug. Shout out to my guy, you know what I'm saying, the Poetry Commission, and some of the other fantastic things that we've done together. It's not necessarily their business, but if you've been in business with us, then you know we do good business.
Good.
So hit me up if you want to do some business.
Yeah. Build websites. We do a little bit of everything. Man. This guy's a digital genius. He taught me a lot about social media. When I first came into the game, man, like I said, I was a people's person. I was like, man, I'm touching the people. He said, well, bro, you like, touch thousands of people through this. Like, just, I'm gonna show you. So he took some time, man. When I first met this dude, man, he got my social media game on point, man. He showed me how to schedule posts and shit like that. You know, real crucial and vital information for social media.
Bro, you didn't take it to another level though. He didn't took. I gave him this much. I gave him an inch. My man then took a mile, which is fantastic. So there will be that. I don't want to claim that we're here to teach. But we definitely gonna talk. We gonna build about what's worked for us, some of the lessons that we've learned, some of the failures.
Maybe
that
have
we've
a couple of
experienced.
guests coming in here and there. You know what I mean? Maybe get Big Baby on the camera one day. You know what I mean?
He busy though.
He got a lot of shit going on.
You know,
man.
you gotta go through his website. You wanna talk to him?
We're gonna interview him here, and he gonna give y'all his story, man. That man been through a lot, and if y'all ever, like I said, in town, you'll see the fruits of his labor. This is his second club too. So we are both doing it for the second time.
Hey, salute.
So we gonna do some big things, man. So we gonna get Big Baby on here for sure.
Okay.
Maybe a couple members from the Poetry Commission, kind of tell what they do.
Maybe.
Some mental health experts. You know, we gonna do a lot of different things, man. And that's why.
You know what's interesting, because relationships is our topic.
Yeah. So let's dive into it.
When we talk about mental health experts, what I find interesting is how many. I didn't realize that all these women were suddenly mental health experts, and the reason I say that is like the word narcissist is getting thrown around so loosely, so frivolously, and that's actually that's a diagnosis. You have to like be licensed to call someone a narcissist.
Right.
That's kind of like egregious to use that terminology without it. And so we have a couple of topics. That was just a segue. I know they're listening, but we actually have a couple of topics that we wanted to talk about as far as relationships. Do you remember what yours was?
Man, you were gonna start it.
I was.
And I was gonna bring in what I thought, but you were gonna bring up your topic.
Mine is a little like
I know
spicy.
that's what it was supposed to be.
Okay, I think that
He's the spicy one. I use the other.
I'm the tame one.
We'll see. Some days you're gonna see differently. But
Here's my notion.
uh-huh.
I think that a lot of guys are not getting as much ass as they. Can we say? We haven't really talked. Do we cuss on our show? I don't really know how this works.
I'm a habitual
Buns.
cusser.
Okay, habitual cusser. I think that there is a shortage of buns that men are getting.
Mm-hmm.
And my deep, dark, my private, unpopular opinion is
This is good.
it's because we're not getting the ass we don't deserve.
Not we.
Yeah, not we. I gotta connect with
The
them.
fellas, you right.
Can I?
You right.
You can't ostracize the people.
You right. You right.
See, that's elitism.
Right. You right. I'm so sorry to the people.
But anyway, to continue my point of elitism, I don't think you're getting as many buns as you think you deserve because you don't in fact deserve them. That's my unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
I think there's this notion of, I share this thought with my dad, so don't feel like this is something I wouldn't share with the folks that I love and respect.
Okay.
I feel that this notion of women have gotten out of hand is one, true, and two, our fault. Now that might be misogynistic, I don't know or care, but it's my opinion. I think that there's a level of, like, I'm not gonna go there because I would get canceled day one. People gonna treat you how you let them.
That's correct.
People gonna treat you how you let them.
That's facts.
Right? And I think that there's a degree of, bear with me, y'all might be different. I'll just throw myself under the bus. I'll throw myself
I'm
under
waiting
the bus.
for
here.
the punchline.
It's not no joke.
Uh-huh.
It's not no joke.
Yeah.
I see you doing the shoulders,
Yeah,
the uncle shoulders,
I
like
know.
you think I'm I'm being dead ass though. I think there's a level of, you come to the field and coach says, hey, you need to put on pads, you need to do this, this is how we strengthen condition, this is how we do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
And at a certain point you realize, I might be a baseball player, coach. You know, I might not be the football player that I thought I was going to be. Right? I may not, or I may be. Hey, I'm here for this. I'm willing to put in the work to do this.
you.
But we don't
But there's a
ask
point
football to be no different.
Right. There's a point you know.
There's a point you know. And I'm saying that there is a degree where we have to acknowledge there's going to be some times where it's your standards or what you say are your standards. And then there's the actual, hey, bro, but this bitch is out.
Right.
Yes, but what do you say that you stand for? Because it's only so much that women are real people. They're not like, we sometimes get it in our mind that this is like other camp that really doesn't know what we got going on. Yeah, it's really us. Like they're your sisters, they're your mothers, they're your aunties, right? The same people who taught you about women are women in most cases, right?
I learned a lot from women.
I learned a lot from women.
From women.
That's what I'm saying. So we we really, if we're being honest with ourselves, there's a level of like, what have you actually been out here putting up with? And again, let me throw myself under the bus. There's been a lot of like, man, I hope the homies never see me with her. But the top crazy.
Damn. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's been some of that, bro.
Right.
Then there's been some like, I can't wait for niggas to see me with her.
I got
Crazy.
Right.
Loony bin.
Right.
Loony bin. But the niggas gone.
Hey, yeah, man, you got one. You got one.
I hit that.
You got one. Not knowing you.
I can't wait till it's, bruh.
One breath away from using your life.
A couple.
This crazy ass woman.
You see what I'm saying? And everywhere in between.
Right.
So it's not fair to up and one day mature as a man and then be like, man, all these women are.
Right.
Right? And so if you also haven't matured as a man, that's fine. Take your time, be a little boy. Now I agree. I don't want to make that seem like that's all on their fault. I think there's degrees of that. Hip hop, every rapper is little, young, some, right? There's a lot of infant. There's a lot of babying in the culture of the mind of the black man,
sure.
right? And we're not gonna go into all of that. That's what the movie Baby Boy was based on, right? Frances Cresswell singing her documents. So I'm not gonna get into all that. But I'm just saying, like, we do have to acknowledge ourselves that, like, the same type of dudes that we are saying, like, when you tell your sister or your younger niece or whoever, like, don't mess with a man who X, Y, and Z. Don't do X, Y, Z. Are we actually being them dudes? That's all I'm saying.
Right.
And I find that when we are, it was interesting is when we broke. Now, feel free to dive in here if you disagree or agree.
I'm taking it in.
When you're broke,
definitely have an opinion.
this is where I'm going to end it, right? When you broke, you get more vagina, to quote Mr. Orlando.
Okay.
I think it's more plentiful to you. And you also have, when you broke. You get better vagina when you're not broke. Quality over quantity.
Okay,
it's the inverse there.
Okay.
It's more available to you. There's less teeth. You see what I mean? The credit scores are different.
Yeah, you're getting it different.
But it's more plentiful if you just out and about. You have all day. You're not at work.
That's true.
You out and about.
And you attract what you attract. So
you'll be surprised what you can find on the dark.
Yeah.
I read that.
Yeah, under a rock.
I read it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's more.
Shit moving and shaking under there. Yeah.
But when you at work, that's 8 hours of not clapping.
I'm disattached.
That I do daily.
Yeah.
But when I do, it's fine clapping.
Now,
it's fine clapping.
So I do agree with most of what you said.
Mm-hmm.
I do agree.
That's intelligent.
Yeah, I do agree with most of what you said.
Mm-hmm.
Most.
Well, let's dive into where you disagree.
Where I disagree is also there's a level of not only we have failed the women, first of all, especially the black men. I'll let you know we have failed the women. You know, at one time I was a pimp. I'm retired now. You know, something like a pimp, whatever you want. You know what I mean? So
you're retired, y'all.
I can't say I always been a good dude, but what I can say is that if you keep living, you will mature, you will get older, and sometimes, yes, that's what you should. You should.
Older don't mean grown.
That's true, and that's why I say you should. And the problem is, a lot of women have been destroyed before the chance that a lot of men get to where they mature enough to slow down, to settle down, to get to a point where.
That's my point. They don't deserve it.
Yeah, all coochie ain't good coochie. Like we said, all coochie ain't good coochie. You know what I mean? All of it ain't. You know what I mean? I've learned that it's a transfer of energy that takes place.
Now,
go ahead.
Have you experienced coochie that wasn't good?
No,
is it something that we?
No, hypothetically speaking.
Yeah, like I know that hypothetical. I don't know if I've actually run up on that.
I have had semi-hard pussy that could have been.
What is hard pussy? Whoa.
Where I was semi-hard in it.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't get my full fulfillment.
Make it make sense, brother.
Yeah, my full fulfillment. But it wasn't bad. I mean, the act of doing was still.
I've had some just stop. Like I'm good.
I've had some numb nights. I call them numb. When you just numb, and it don't matter if you just keep drilling that.
Now, numb doesn't mean it's bad.
No. What I'm talking about what this in the sense that you can't just you know what I mean.
Working.
I mean,
sometimes you gotta just do the work.
I done had sweat pour down my. And this is when I had hair, sweat and grease. Have you ever seen the color of sweat and grease?
I'm gonna Google it.
Random thought, cause I lost my hair back in it was the year
on that night.
2017. I lost my I lost.
I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done. Okay, so we failed the black ladies.
Yes, we have failed the black women, but what the problem
As a whole?
No. What I'm trying to get to where I was going was we get to a point where we eventually mature, right? And I'm talking from a standpoint for myself because I got to a point where Pooh Nanny didn't excite me the way it used to. You understand? Like, because I'm more about my money, I'm more about my business, taking care of my kids, my finances, things like that. And I realized that pussy ain't free.
Ever.
Pussy not free. I don't care if you.
Vagina's expensive.
I ain't tricking on no women. I ain't doing it. You bought a Happy Meal. You did something.
Yeah.
You did something because when you come in, you say, "Baby, you need something."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The ostrich leather vest you got on is expensive.
Baby, you need something.
Yeah.
You
They
know?
see it.
Baby, you need something.
I got on this baby velvet deer hoodie. They see it. This stuff costs.
It costs. I can't come in. I'm not ready to financially go into the aspect of.
Are you ever? Women are. Whoo.
I was at that point where it was worth it to where I had a quick $100. I'll spend this quick $100 for this, just for the fact that, like I told you before, I like who like me. Okay. So if I want you,
so you don't really like that many people.
I don't like a lot of people. I don't like a lot of people. I got a very small circle, like an ant asshole. That's how small my circle is. So it's real tough. So when I fuck with you, I fuck with you all the way.
So I'm baby triggered. I'm trying to breathe through it.
You can't.
Where have we failed them?
We have failed them through our ways. See, the problem is when we grew up, we had grandfathers and dads and things like that in our households to teach us, to show us what it is to be a dad, to be a husband to your wife. That's right. You have the numbers are astronomical as far as single. I'm a single father. I had a son drop off to me at 5 months old, so I'm in that statistic. I know how tough it is just as a single person, a man. So we do that to these women habitually. The numbers don't lie.
Women initiate.
No, hold on.
70% of divorces.
No,
so
I understand.
Are we doing it to them?
I understand that, but the problem is, see, I could cheat, I could do this, I could do that. Come home, I'm good. You see what I'm saying? But if you do enough of that, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Most of the time, the woman is at the house doing it. The man has more time to cheat, to do this, to do that because he's out. Like you said earlier, you know, I'm at work. Well, at work, you got women at work. You got mixers. You got
allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. But I'm saying you have more chances normally because the mother or the wife is taking care of the house, the kids. Now, I'm not saying that they're housewives, but when they get out, most of them come home to cook. Most of them make sure that the kids so they don't have time to do the fuckery. And then most of the time it's men, we too dumb to even see that they doing it. So I don't even know I'm supposed to be trying to get a divorce. So sometimes numbers do lie because even though women may initially they 70%, we content. Yeah. Long as I ain't find out you over there sleeping with this, shit, I'm content. I go to work, I come home, I do my little side shit, I'm good with this routine. Yeah. We get into that phase sometimes. But as women, they want more from us. And this is where the failing part comes in. They want more from us. Because their dads, their grandfathers will go to work, cut the tree down, mow the yard, do it, protect the house, and be home with being a father, a parent. And what I'm saying is, this mid-generation that we talking about, you know, that 35 to 45-year-old crowd, this is the crowd of men that have failed the women because they don't have that same structure. We freestyling, not we as in we, but as the whole, we freestyling because we didn't see our dads do it. Our mothers raised us. Now, our mothers, now this is where you're right, because our mothers are bringing toxicity to the kids into the household. Right? So they have a certain toxicity they come with when they come out the house, right? Because they circulate that in there. They try to raise a man. They try to, you know what I mean? They expectations for their son not to be no knucklehead dude that's cheating on women. So when they come out to the streets,
they raise them to be simps. In some cases.
That's correct.
They cater so much.
So that's why we're talking of what we're talking about is because that's the dynamic. We have failed them. Because as men, we control everything. That's how I feel. We can control everything. I have never had one man physically move me, shake me, take advantage of me or nothing on earth.
No?
Never? Ever. But as a woman, sometimes you don't have that ability. to even to say no and to have somebody physically get somebody off of you this and this.
Yeah.
So what I mean is, it's failing them. They have to have that. They have to know, you know what I mean, that I come out in these streets, I come home, I take care of my, I don't bother nobody. I got to protect the man. If you bother me, I'm go home, I'm telling my hood, you don't want my, women don't do that no more. But the reason my mama didn't get disrespected, because they didn't want to see my daddy.
That's a fact.
That's why. But they know these daddies is not here. That's the failing part that I'm talking about, because like I said,
I would disagree. We're going to move on to the next segment, but I love that.
But let me finish the point though, right? As the controlling part of a man, part of it. Because if we decide,
now we're in agreement. I'm saying we have let it go to where it's off balance. If
we decide, and I wanna put it into a capsule so the listeners can put it in a capsule, so they don't we know a little bit. But the capsule I'm trying to put this into, as men, right? If we are controlling everything, we can't be controlled. That means we should be able to control our bodies, our minds, ourselves. And if we are doing that, and we are being that as 100% who God wants us to be, we God bodies. You see what I'm saying? We are the original man. That's how I look. I know my history. You can't fool me in that. So me knowing that, I don't have the excuse to say, oh man, old girl tripping. I can control this tripping by being the king that I'm supposed to be and controlling my environment the way because when my daddy said it was stamped, spilled. It might as well been Joe Biden stamping that bitch and saying it's done.
I don't know what that might be.
Well, he probably had his assistant do it because you know his little hands are wild. His hands, but you know what I mean. But that's what I mean as
See
far
how
as
politics wasn't one of our.
Don't good on my boy Joe.
That's your boy.
He had made it. We talked about this at the last podcast. I told you he was going to win,
and I left.
Which he won. He won.
Did he?
He won.
Okay.
And he ain't caused nobody no trouble. That's what I told you.
That's what you go.
I told you that with it. Rewind the tape for you. I said that man ain't gonna bother nobody. He gonna want his oatmeal, and he ain't bother nobody. I don't even think he went across seas. I think he went to Panama one time. That's as far as he went. He can't go further than that. His ass will pump.
So listen, man. Listen.
Don't get on my boy Joe.
You keep calling him your boy, which keeps inspiring me to ask you. That's your man.
I got people in high places.
Okay. So,
can we get a drink or something, a water or something? My mouth is dry, fooling with this food.
I imagine you talking crazy.
Shoot.
Finances, man.
Yeah.
Let's segue into. We were just talking about the dating. We're gonna get into finances a little bit. What is your take on? And I know you got a lady. Is that true? Is that not true?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Do you remember dating?
I'm not a dater.
Okay. What is your take on this? Like, a date should cost so much money. I can't go to this place. I can't go to that place. You were talking about how different generations have done different things. Is that a your generation thing?
No, that is I'm special in this generation because social media has made it so easy and accessible to where you don't have to have game no more. I take pride in this mouthpiece. I take pride in the game that I'm spitting. You see what I'm saying? So if all I gotta do is spend $100 with you, you know, for some people that's
$100?
easy. That's easy for them. You see what I'm saying?
They want $300 the first day.
$300. That's easy for them. They rather do that than to use they God-given bills because it's a game to me. Life is a game. I'm trying to figure out the game of life, and I can't figure it out paying my way through everything. You feel me? I gotta learn some stuff, and sometimes to learn some stuff, you gotta go through it, you gotta live through it, and then when you come out on the other side, that's what makes you stronger as a person. So when it comes to financing, man, I got to invest wisely in my finances. Yeah, and just to have a date or this and no, man, because with any situation, just like when I came into this place right here and talked to Big Baby, I didn't think about today. You know, I'm thinking about 6 months from now, a year from now, what I can see, because you gotta have vision in this life. Not everybody that see has vision. I don't know if you knew that.
Well, I've got 4 eyes, so I'm really close with the notion of vision. You got 20/10,
so you see better than me. But you got to have vision out here, man. And me, if I don't see you as my wife, if I don't see you as somebody I'm gonna be with in the next 6 months, a year, that my investment won't let me, you know, put that because I gotta invest into my.
I need some ROI.
Yeah, thank you.
I need that
return on investment for people that's following.
I need that. I feel like this. I'm done talking about relationships.
ROI.
Let's say you was 10 years younger.
Yeah.
Talking to you now.
Yeah.
What financial advice would you have for yourself?
Save.
Save?
Save. Don't spend, man. Save. Don't spend, because what you learn is the more people and the more connections and the more relationships you start you garnishing in this world, you don't. That's how rich stay rich. They create good partnerships, good relationships to where they share resources.
Relationship is wealth. That's
share resources. So, and what I've learned in my older years is, you know, there's a plethora of talented black owners out here.
Yeah.
And they have great establishments, or they have great ideas and things like that. So I try to come in and say, how can I improve on what you already have? Not take over, not do this, and see, and then that creates a partnership. Now, I have an environment for my people to come in, to be comfortable, and when they come in and they're comfortable, guess what they're doing? They're spending. They're spending. Just think about when you go into a bathroom. Yeah, you go into a bathroom, right? And it's dirty. As soon as you come out, you feel like you protected. You like, oh, I don't even know if I want to buy water no more. You know what I mean? That's how you feel. Yeah. But when you come in and you see it and you do, and you want to spend, that's a different feeling. So when it comes to relationships, that's the feeling that I'm talking about, and I got to have. Before we talk about finance, we talk about it, because I don't even want to attract a person that ain't got something. You understand what I'm saying? I wanna attract my persona, my attitude, my approach to you is to say, hey, I'm not a type person that's gonna give out. But if you give in what you give, man, you gonna get 100% of me, because I'm gonna give you 100% of me if you're doing that. Yeah. It's got to be that give and take. I can't give you 100 until you give me 50 and I'm giving you 100. No, I got to know that when we come into this, we both in it. And dating has to, like, that's why I don't date. Because they're like, damn, you asking a lot of shit there, because time is money, this and that. You know, I could be sitting up here game planning with you on how we can make money, instead of spending money, spinning my wheels trying to figure out, damn, is she gonna give me the panty? Is she gonna get, nah, man, no. I like who like me.
I like them right back. I like who likes me, and that's what we on, bro. Period. So I feel like if I was talking to myself 10 years ago, it was interesting that you said save, because I feel like for me that's like the opposite. But I don't mean to spend, right? Don't spend. I would say invest, though. You cannot save your way into getting rich.
That's true. Say that's very correct.
Like, spend your money on money. Like, immediately go buy some more money, right? Go buy some more
money.
Buy stocks, I'm saying anything. Anything. Like, and I'm being, you know me.
Or you can start a savings account.
I'm being 100 with you. Invest. The smartest thing you can do is to be something legal, logical, like structured, stocks. Worst case scenario, give it to your cousin, let him flip an 8-ball. That is smarter than saving.
That's true. Yeah.
Flip the shit. Like, I'm not promoting drugs.
Not doing it.
What I'm saying is the concept. Flipping is always a better play. So we are sometimes,
they flip houses, they do a lot of
we are geniuses. Our community, us, you know, however you want to take that. We have the notions, it's sometimes the application. And I always, you know me, I'm always using banking terms, and I really mean banking. But I will break it down to a brick talk, because it sometimes makes more sense for the audience. When we talk about a small business loan, that is a front. That is, I'm going to give you capital. Now that capital may be white, that capital may be brown, that capital may be green, right? But it's capital. And we highly expect a what? ROI, return on investment. I expect you to come back with X. That is it. Now that might be Big Perm, or that might be JP Morgan. But it's the same function. When you confidently say, yo man, I could move this. All I need is a quarter pounder with cheese. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make it do what it do.
Flip it.
You know what I'm saying? That's all JP Morgan Chase said. Hey, are you confident that if we give you a $250,000 with cheese, you're gonna be able to do X, Y, and Z? And yo, bro, just F with me isn't gonna rock with Big Worm, just like it's not gonna rock with JP Morgan. Now,
so have your shit together.
That's all we're saying.
Have your shit together.
And if you don't, I would say invest in that. Invest in learning what is ROI. He keeps saying ROI like it's a normal word.
It is.
Find out why I'm saying it like it's normal. Because there are conversations where I don't have to explain what that means.
Everything is ROI.
That everything. When
even
you
on
think
your
about,
time.
Like you said, am I going to get the draws? We can take it there. What am I actually going to get for this? How many lunches am I going to take before Shamika let me clap? Like, you're thinking like an economist already. You have this knowledge. I'm not
Don't tell me it's gonna be you on a 6-month hiatus. Call me in 6 months.
Exactly.
I can't invest in that 6 months.
Exactly.
I believe in you. I do. I trust in you, and that 6 months gonna roll fast. Just holler at me after the 6 months.
Now that's actually an excellent segue, man. It's almost like we planned this. It's almost like it's scripted.
We didn't.
But we got a good outline. But it's a good outline because money, finances, is one of the biggest stressors on mental health.
Oh man.
So going into mental health, you've already touched on a couple of points that stand out to me. You said you're a single father.
Mm-hmm.
You said you're a business owner. You said you're a black man in America.
For sure.
Right. You've done a lot of things. You said you're a poet.
For sure.
Right.
Author.
Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of different touch points there. What does mental health even mean? It's kind of, I'm gonna be 100. It's turning into somewhat of like a buzzword to me.
Yeah.
I feel like everything is mental health. Everybody needs a mental health day.
I be trying to get people disconnected off this Facebook and internet world because the shit is real. You see what I'm saying? Like mental health almost took my life. Just like physical health can almost take your life. That's what health is health. And just because it's mental or physical or whatever type of financial health is health. It's a state of being. You can't just have a bad day and say you got a mental health issue. You can't just lose your job and blame it on mental health. You can't, because I'm fat, I got mental health issues. Because no, man. You have to. It's a life. Like I'm consumed in my mental health. Yeah. My mental health, because a lot of people might. I was diagnosed as bipolar 2, manic depressive. Right?
That's why being warm is so important to you.
Yeah, warm is. Yeah, okay. I don't like to be cold.
I get it. I understand.
My mind goes to cold. I don't like cold. It turns blue in my head, and I like shit to be normal, regular, because I will take it there. You know what I mean? And I know what it look like. That's why when I see mental health, I know what it look like because it's a struggle. Yeah. Just like a weight problem. Your weight health is a struggle. Yeah. It's not something that you forget about.
I had an eating disorder in college.
Eating disorder is not something you forget about. Yeah. It's something that's always constantly on your mind. Yeah. And the fact that people play with it and do the you know what I mean, for likes and for this and that, and I'm good with it. You know what I mean? Because I know people got to get it how they got to get it. But they call me Real Spill for a reason. And if I'm talking on it, I stand on it. I put the paperwork on. I put a receipt on my stuff because I live with it every day. My girl know I got it. My mama know how I am. My family know. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Because when I start ticking, it don't matter. Yeah. It don't because and every time that I did, I got a gash on my arm this big. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Because I blacked out on some mental health because I didn't address myself. Yeah. I didn't address it. I used it as a crutch. I used to think that I was Incredible Hulk in my head. I used to be like, if they get me to this point, I'm all good because when I black out, it's over.
Bro, that makes me think of, there's another fantastic podcast. It's called Tonight's Conversation. You and I have talked about it before. I'm sure y'all have seen it online. Trip Fontaine, he's one of the brothers that's on there. He was talking about this like Superman dynamic. And he was saying how a lot of times we try to play like we're Superman, but in reality, he was playing like Clark Kent. He was like, that dude actually was a superhero. Mm-hmm. He actually had to tone it down. Like his day was not throwing the stapler across the damn room. Like his whole day was trying to restrain his strength. But we tend to identify as like, I'm trying to be Superman, bro. You're actually Clark Kent. You're actually a dude. Right. A regular dude. And that's cool. Mm-hmm. But you're trying to be, you're doing it to yourself to take on this image that you could be the Incredible Hulk someday. Sir, you are Bruce Banner, who has 7 PhDs. Don't get me in my nerd bag. Bruce Banner ain't no chump. You know what I'm saying? He's already him. But if you're constantly trying to be the Hulk, if you're chasing what you don't have, you will miss all the abundance of what you have. And I feel that way a lot.
That's exactly
on my mental health journey.
Well, and I guess I feel like the adverse because I want to be Bruce Banner. I want it because I went to a private university where it was 130 black people.
Oh, you're fancy.
You see what I'm saying? So I got good sense. But what I'm saying is I find myself like Bruce Banner suppressing the Hulk in me, and I have to be mental about it now. But like I said, when I was a kid,
Yeah.
it was different because I tell people this now. I be like, before you take it there, just know I can get numb. I can have no feelings about it. Even if you was, I'm not going to feel it.
Yeah.
So just know that when you come at me, because when I come back at you,
Yeah.
It doesn't.
You're gonna be talking to
long
Jason.
as you can take it,
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm telling. I know this I'm good because
Yeah.
even if I never been, like I said, I never been, but I know I'm not gonna feel it no way. That's how I feel because when I get that rage in me, and that's how I feel all the time. When I see something on Facebook, when I feel like I'm being shorted on the show, or how did this person, I literally have to calm down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I get busy doing something else because if I don't address my health,
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? If I don't address it, then it will get ugly. I will get fat. I will get this. I will get that because that is health.
That's health.
You have to address health.
You do. And man, you said so many good things. One was like, it's all encompassing, right? This notion of, I'm going to do this one thing over here for my mental health is, for me, what is always the like, makes me think it's buzzword. Makes me think it's something that they're just saying. My bedtime is related to my mental health. Because when you sleep at night, you do better. My eating, the way that I eat is related to my mental health. Like, I think you used the language, my mental health is everything, or something like that. I'll check the tape. But that really resonated because it's like, when you really realize that, like, it's all tying back to how you think and how you're showing up in the world, like, it matters. It's not just like every summer I go off to the cabin and smoke a ton of,
so now I'm a cabin boy.
The Lord's loud.
I'm a cabin boy. I'm a cabin boy now. Where you live, Manhattan? But every summer,
exactly.
I live, eat, sleep this, man. I cook the food out this water. I do
exactly.
You brought Stofers,
and I may not be able to go to the cabin. You know what I'm saying? All that, but you've been around me long enough. But what I'm saying is, I may be able to bring that. Hey, I am going to drink the cleanest and purest water I can get my hands on. I may live in Manhattan, but I'm going to go out of my way to make sure I'm getting fresh distilled water. If I have to buy a water distiller myself, right? I'm going to make those steps because this is important to me. And sometimes, just like the placebo effect, sometimes even the notion that you're doing something better for yourself is better for yourself. Right. Just knowing that you're making that effort. And I would say that for mental health, for me, has been it's one of those things we were both reviewing an earlier clip. We were reviewing a clip from one of our earlier conversations where you said, like, we as black men sometimes feel like we're running. We're running. And then when we stand still, it feels like there's so much stuff catching up to us that would overwhelm us. So we just keep running, right? And I feel that that's so true, bro. When you said that, I was like, damn, I never thought of it like that.
That's how I felt me.
But that's so real.
And it's overwhelming. Remember I told you, because that's how suicide rates start rising. Things like that is because we got to a point where we just was running, bro.
But I think about that scene in The Matrix. And if you know me, I'm going to bring 8 out of 10 of examples all the way back to The Matrix. When Neo stopped in that subway and like turned around, and Trinity was like, what is he doing? And Morpheus was like, he's beginning to believe. Like, what I learned, what I believe, you talked a little bit about the spiritual realm, is like, your demons are hear me out when I say your demons are your gifts. They're individual, they're for you. Right. They're only for you to overcome, but once you overcome them, you will have achieved your greatest like potential, right? Just like,
I got a poem, right? And I said, it was called I Found Myself. And I say in this poem, I didn't realize, I thought the devil lived in a place consumed with fire. I didn't realize that burning sensation in my belly is where he resided. You see, I was lied to, because heaven and hell is in you.
Yes.
Let's go spiritual. Heaven and hell is within you.
Yeah.
And like I said, as a controlled being, I know in my God body, I feel better saying no now than I did when I was saying yes.
Yeah.
That's my God body.
Because I'm actually in control.
I'm in control.
I'm actually in control.
My mental's not controlling me. My dick
bro.
not controlling me. I'm in control of my God body.
Bro. There's a book called Libido Domini. And it's about sexual liberation as a tool for political control, bro. It's mind blowing. I like them books that's like, I don't like books that's trying to just impress you that I read it. I want them books that's like, well, I'm not supposed to read this. Yeah. I heard this phrase a long time ago. It bothered me deep in my soul. It was, if you want to keep something from a nigga, put it in a book. I was a child when I heard that.
It's personal.
That really bothered me.
That's personal.
That bothered me. Like,
do
you really think you safe because you put it in this book?
We wrote the first book.
Bro, I was just having this conversation with some young ladies recently. I was like, I don't buy into, and we don't, it'll come out. Our personalities will come out, but like, I don't give them nothing, bro. I don't give them nothing.
I know where I'm from. Y'all can't trick me.
Even hatred, anything that exists, we started it. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not saying it's right.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is I don't externalize any of this stuff, and therefore it is something we don't have to deal with.
No, you're right.
If it's hate, if it's negativity, if it's positivity, if it's any of this, we invented it. We invented math, science. I don't believe anybody. I believe somebody has studied astrophysics more than me. I don't believe anyone is more capable of understanding it than I am. I don't believe that their putty is any more malleable than mine is. I believe they've worked this certain groove. Yeah. If I set out to be Bruce Lee at the same age, I would be Bruce Lee.
Probably better. Probably better.
That's just how I have to feel.
That's your genetics.
That's real life.
But that's your genetics.
Exactly.
Because you were the original man.
Without a doubt. I'm the hue in
most of them don't even know, bro, that the Caucasian race didn't even come to like 1,500 years to after the
But they gotta pay to come to show for that knowledge. This is for the free ski. This is for the people. So
they believing in Jesus, and the letter J didn't even come out to 900 years after Christ.
Brother, we don't get paid. You talking? We gotta wait till Rogan call us, man. You been trying to have the big conversations,
I'm sorry,
man.
I'm just trying to let you. I'm lacing y'all up on. Don't hide under no book for me. I'm
yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro.
I can read.
But what I was going there was like it talks about how sexual liberation is. It can be a tool, and has been a tool since the 1700s, where I tell you, hey, you can have access to whatever you want sexually. And we were kind of talking about this before off camera, as long as you give me your attention. As long as you notice, bro, when we was growing up, you know how, what? Yeah. We didn't see 20 baddies before lunch, bro. Yeah. I didn't see my favorite WNBA player. First of all, I didn't have no favorite WNBA player. The whole world was completely different. Like, we didn't have access to just like, we're talking about, and you talked about this before, like, it creates this false reality of this girl in my class. I really like her. She's cute. She's from where I'm from. Her parents know my parents. There's actually a chance that I could like her, be with her. But Rihanna Rihanna is so far outside of the realm of what you can actually. And I'm not talking down on nobody, right. But I feel like the best way to put it in this example is this. If you really wanted to be an athlete, if I really believed I could go to the NFL, tomorrow I would not go apply for the Cowboys.
For sure.
I would probably find a trainer. If I felt like I was serious, I would get somebody to get me ready for that next step. Right. If I went out tomorrow and was like, yo, Dak, throw me some balls, right? I might really like have a chest cavity as a result of that, right? I might really get embarrassed. I might really break some stuff. So I think that we have to understand there's like stairs and there's levels to get to where we want to get to, and we have to embrace the concept of leveling up. I think that social media has kind of created this like discipleship model, and that comes from just the language. Like I said, I'm forced to say that I like this. So all the societal connotations that come with the word like are implied. What I really meant was that shit distracted me from my girl talking in my ear for a moment. I mean, that's what I really meant.
Social media is the biggest, besides money. Yeah. Social media is the biggest mental health issue we have right now. The wanting to be liked. The
wanting to be liked. And what they don't know, I'm always going to talk about the other side of stuff. I love the behind the scenes of it. Yes, man, the mix and match of what it appears to be, because social media, and by that I mean Instagram and Facebook, they're designed to keep you on the app. And I'm going to tell you what keeps you in a conversation longer. Agreeing with somebody or disagreeing with somebody? Disagreeing with somebody. So when you're watching Facebook, when you're watching a video, Facebook is sending you comments that it knows you do not agree with. Right. When you watch a video of men and women having a conversation, Facebook sends you the comments of the women complaining about men.
It's a programming.
But the women see different comments, same post. They see different comments. And I'm saying that I'm not here to judge those apps, but I'm saying think about that notion. If we saw a homeboy doing that, we would call that instigating. That is that's their job.
It's hard, and I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's hard to be or try to be an influencer or anything like that if you not structurally sound within yourself.
You have to be. You have to
be that way because you can't let that control you. You have to control it, and that's the part that I'm telling you that's hard because as people start to like that negativity and they buy into it, you become that. Like we talked about the other night, you become a heel for the internet, and this is what you want to be, right?
And that's cool
because being a nice guy don't work. Being a nice guy don't work. I said it the other day. I said sometimes women like to have their hair pulled and slapped on their butt. They like that sometimes. You saw, I had more comments than if I would have said, "Hey, I'm such a nice guy. Is anybody looking for?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I look like a sucker.
And we have to.
And they would have ran me over.
And I was telling you about micro audiences as well. We get into these bubbles where we as men try to be the most macho sounding man amongst other men. So you can get into this.
That's called insecurity.
I would call it an information silo. It's just the echo chamber.
The loudest person in the room is the weakest person in the room.
But hear me though. Yes, I'm talking about though just the echo. If it echoes, it's going to get louder just because it's in an enclosed space.
I got you. The echo.
Right. So it's just a message bouncing back and forth. Hey, bitches be tripping. Yeah, bro, they do be tripping. They do be tripping. They do. But we're not actually saying anything.
Right.
But we're getting louder.
Right.
Do you see what I mean? And I'm saying that social media is great at that. Social media takes out remember I used a barbershop example where I may say, man, these bitches are tripping. And then the old head or the wiser gentleman may say, nah, you tripping.
Yeah.
You ain't ready for that yet. You don't want a woman's love. You still want them little girls. So I'm like, oh, let me hear a different message. Yeah, because with social media, I can say, hater.
Yeah, so
somebody else tell me I'm right. Somebody else say that what I'm saying is true.
You probably had a grandfather in your life or somebody like that, and they get to the point where they just don't care about the small shit, right? They just get to that point where like, man, you're going to get to a point one day where you're not going to care about that little shit, right? Well, that's what you're talking about. Yeah. And that's what you call security. When you come to a certain point in your life, you become secure in who you are.
That's real.
So what somebody liking and what they do, that's where I say that's where I was saying insecurity.
That's real.
One on different, but that's what it is.
That's real.
When you say, man, I got a Benz 300, I got the 5 outside.
Yeah.
You said, well, you probably got the 5 because you're insecure. Because the 3 good enough for me. The 3 good. I get women in the 3.
Here's what I was saying.
So why do it matter that you got the 5?
Here's what I was saying.
That's part. No, other than that, listen to this. If you in your God body, because I like to just when you in your God body, you can say, "Oh, I say you boy that 3 tight."
Now that's what I was gonna say.
That 3 tight.
I'm not insecure. I'm not insecure because I got the 5.
Right.
I'm insecure because I needed to let you know
that
I got
you
the 5 when you told me you got
that's
the
3.
That's
what I'm talking about.
That's
the insecure part because
I got the 5.
It goes to.
And I'm not insecure for that.
It goes to.
But if I have to tell you, if I have to make sure you know,
that's the insecure part.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why when you start talking about the echo, and that's where I was going with that.
Yeah.
Like, when I tell you something, then you got to say something louder than me.
And I think that we have failed. When you said that we have failed black women, we're kind of bringing that full circle. I think that we have failed one another.
For real. That's
in that sense of we don't check each other
man,
to that degree. I think that we let sympatry go on. Man, we let sucker shit go as more of a like, I'm gonna just mind my business. I'm gonna just stay out the way, and I think there's so much. He likes to give y'all on the lap, but this where how I'm gonna give it to you. This how I'm gonna. You exactly right. Yeah.
This is what it is. You know what I mean? Like you gotta do all this and all that, man. No. You don't have to do all that, bro. Be yourself. Yeah. Do you to the best of your ability, because like I said, if you just focus on being the best slot, right? Then how do you even have time to think about this? You see what I'm saying? Because you're so busy.
Those are the distractions, man. And so it's a duality. I feel very much like there are people who it's their full-time job to get you off your game. Mm-hmm. That is true. I don't believe in the term conspiracy theorist. I'm a historian. It is true. There are people but that's no excuse. Yeah, it is true, but that's not an excuse. You got to be on your game.
You got to have haters. You got to have all instigators. You got to have all that. But when you strong, that builds you up.
Yes.
That makes you look even more powerful.
Yes.
When you ain't said nothing about somebody else and they done mentioned you all the way across town, that's power.
That's real power.
And I love it that mean I'm in your mouth.
And you gonna say pause? No stop? Homo. Okay, I was like something. So,
I think they say no Diddy.
Yeah, whatever.
They do no Diddy.
Whatever, all of the above.
As long as I'm in your mouth,
he gonna just re-up.
I hope it tastes like shit.
So you talked about, and we're gonna round third with this one, man. We talked about the power of relationships, the power of mental health, and I feel like all of these coalesce into nightlife or day life. You know what I'm saying? Depending on where do you go to blow off your steam, man? What type of events? Where can the culmination of? I know that you've turned your mental health journey into poetry, right? You've talked about some of those things. When and where can people come and actually get that? Where can they, this is a conversation that different people may be seeing us on different platforms. Where live in the flesh can a person come and catch you in action?
Everywhere. Nah. So we been, man, I mean, me and this guy, we thrown shows in Maryland. We have 8 or 9 different locations right here in the DFW, man. But that's part of the health part I'm talking. I wanted to talk about health as wealth. That was the other thing that really irks me. The health is wealth, and they really don't know what that is. You know what I mean? The health is all of that, what we talked about, the financial wealth, the physical wealth,
holistic.
the mental health is wealth. You can't have one without the other.
Facts.
You can have all the money in the world and die tomorrow.
Facts.
What's the point? The health is wealth thing, they have to stop that, not knowing what it is. Because I be seeing people, health is wealth, and you look like a beluga whale. And I ain't got nothing against big women. Big women need love too, but damn, that's not healthy, baby.
Facts.
Because the history of big women or big men say that, hey, you can have heart hit, bad. That's not health is wealth.
Yeah.
Health is wealth is a mindset, just like we've been talking about. It's a whole mindset. So stop using these words, cliches to get your likes, to get your clicks, because if you're not practicing it, somebody that's actually practicing it is going to look at you like you the buffoon and not like you just a special person on Facebook.
That's a fact.
So sorry about that. I had to interject.
You good. Now where can they come and hear you say that type of stuff in person?
Now, as far as the shows, man, y'all need to go to the website, man, www.realspill.com. We're going to start loading up the files on that. Sly's going to have his website up and running. I don't know which one he want to use. He got a bunch of them.
SayPopular.com.
Thank you. So that's the one he going to use, man. We use that, man. Y'all go there, check out the shows, the events, because I believe in performance and letting that heal with the performance. Because when you see somebody, that's how I got into poetry. When I first saw that person that resonated with me, it like opened up my whole mindset to where like, damn, I can take my frustration out on the pen and the pain, and then can't wait to memorize it to get on the stage. Yeah. So it was so I fell in love with that process. And through that process, I started getting different venues and different events and start cultivating different types of events. Mm-hmm. So we have erotic poetry for the freaks,
they like
for the
that.
sexy, the grown and sexy.
Out every time.
We have, we sell out that every month, and that's an after hours event. We do that in Cedar Hill, Texas. We're out here third Saturday every month, starting December. Starting November. This November. Man,
it's about to be done.
Silent poetry open mic. It's the first ever that's been done in this area.
Like a silent disco. Like where you put the headphones on?
Exactly like that. We're going to come on 3 channels. So
and nobody makes fun of me because I'm listening to the Denver music.
You're going to have Real Spill on 1 channel. Okay. You're going to have the open mic artist and with a featured artist on stage on the 2nd channel. Okay. And then whenever you get the urge to listen to a little music, we're going to have a 3rd channel playing live music all in one event. Yeah. You can switch throughout the channels, throughout the venue without even bothering anybody. We're going to have a food truck pull up. We're going to have daiquiris. It's going to be live, man. You know what I mean? Hookahs. It's live. So most of my events, man, I'm pro. I'm pro smoke. I'm pro sexuality. I'm pro, man. I believe in being yourself and doing you. So a lot of my events, a lot of the venues that I partner with have that same philosophy. They let us come in. We enjoy ourselves. I have never had one incident because of the crowds and the vibes that I like to create a grown, sexy, inclusive vibe. Not exclusive where we leave out this type of person or that type of person. No, poetry is for everybody. And when I first started doing this, it felt like it was cliquish. It felt like, hey, these kind of poets do this, and these kind of poets do that, and these type of poets are here on this night. Well, I wanted to open it up. And so that's why I believe in doing a lot of open mics, because you never know what somebody got on their mind.
That's true.
And they can come in here and have a bad week. I've had people that never even performed on stage before get on stage during an open mic and say how liberating it is to their mind, and then now they're out here regularly performing and doing poetry. That's how I started.
That's beautiful, man. That's inspiring.
So that's what my events are about. We always say we do positive, uplifting poetry for the people. That's what you're gonna find with me. I'm not a poet's poet. I'm a people's poet. I talk for the people. I speak for the people. I'm not untouchable. I'm in the community. I'm in these different cigar groups.
It's a private school over here.
I'm in a lot of different things. Yeah, and I learned their game. I went to that school on purpose to learn the white man's game, so that I can come out here and provide my people with services.
Because game is game.
Because I could have went to Jackson State and I could have learned from my own culture and said I went to an NPAC and I went to an all-black school. I could have did that easily, but that wasn't my route. I had to go out there and learn the game, and through that, I've been able to travel
And
to
now look what you're
39
doing with it, though.
states.
Exactly.
I've been able to go to 4 countries and have networks in all of these different pockets from people that are doing stuff.
Bet.
Because those are relationships that I keep.
Yeah, man. Well, I think that's a fantastic first one in the books, my G.
MixMatch, I had fun, man.
I always love chopping it up
Yes,
with you,
sir.
man.
Yes, sir.
Big shout out again to the proprietor, Big Baby.
He here.
Thank you for the
He
space.
here.
Thank you for the time and the grace and
He
the
seen
wisdom
the whole
that you
show
share.
firsthand. He gonna give us a thumbs up.
Big shout out to everybody involved. Y'all know who y'all is. You know
We
what I'm
gonna
saying?
speak about the visuals, man. We gonna
Shout
do
out
this,
to
man.
you though. You could be anywhere in the world. You could be watching any clip right now, but you watching this one, and we appreciate that.
Hey, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Rill Spill, RILL Spill. You can't find me with an EVA because I'm too sick with it.
Hey, the llama. Y'all already know what it is. And don't follow me. I'll follow you. Appreciate you.
Hi, Slaughter Deuce, man. We out of here.